we stand for the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call, please.
Peter Somerville, Town Councilman.
Mary Michael Dark, Town Councilwoman.
John Dolce, Town Supervisor.
Randy Bates, Town Councilman.
Victoria Craig, Town.
Audience comments, please. If not, let's move on to the minutes of the January 8th meeting. I've reviewed them. I have no changes. Did anybody have any? No. So I need a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept the January.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There are no budget modifications or transfers, but just so you know, is later in February, we're gonna do the budget modifications and transfers and close out the year, which we're in really good shape, thank God. Once again, I make a motion to pay all signed vouchers and bills.
Second.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay, on the old business, I'm gonna keep reminding the citizens that the Bow Grant application deadline is February 28th. Those applications are online at our website or available in the office. We're gonna open them on March 3rd, so whoever wants to do an application and wants to be present, you're welcome to. Record management grant request for qualifications. Vicky, I'm gonna ask you.
Mary's up.
Usually I'm at the end. I wasn't ready. We have,
I'm back here about the records again. So we did a resolution for us to write the grant, and then we did a resolution for you guys to commit to applying for the grant, which was more a formality for the application. And now we have, we've put together kind of a scope for the project, and we're going to issue, we're calling it a request for quotes, but we're going to follow the same process as an RFP. I've got one or two copies here, if you want to have a quick look. Sorry, I didn't think I found this part too. So this just outlines what we're looking for, a records management archives consultant, and there's not very many of them, people that do this work. So this is just asking to do the, they'll do a needs assessment that help organize all the files. And part of this will be hiring an inventory clerk to actually come in and do it. And this person kind of has an expertise on the retention schedules, and they'll create like a management plan for us going forward. So we're just going to assess all the documents in the building and create a really comprehensive system, get rid of the stuff that's beyond the retention dates. And then what we'll have at the end of this, aside from a management plan, we'll have a retention schedule that the LGS schedule is like hundreds of pages. We'll have one that's tailored specifically for our town, and the departments actually have something that's usable. Melissa and Vicky have already done a lot of work, and so we're just taking that forward. And this will be covered completely by the grant funding.
How much money are you talking about?
We'll put it out for quotes, but you know, we did this grant in Greenville, and we were able to do everything for $25,000. So it's
Fully funded by the grant?
fully funded by the grant. So I imagine like it would probably be about the same. There's slight differences. You guys have a little more files, but it'll probably be in that ballpark. But they'll give us the quotes, and then we'll go from there.
When did this come out? I have not seen this yet. Are you presenting this for the first time this evening?
Yes, the quote, the request for quotes, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I didn't review this. I don't
Okay.
believe anybody on the town board reviewed it.
Yeah.
Next meeting. What is your opinion?
That's, Mary, I didn't get it because of email.
It's okay. I think we've seen a few other things. If you have any questions, you can, or, I can answer them, any questions now.
Up against tight deadlines or, I mean, tight.
No, we could push it back. I just,
You dated?
the application I can change all what's on there. But the application, it hasn't opened yet, but last year it opened and closed. I think it was due March 31st. But even if it is, I kind
At the
of,
next meeting, we'll be fine.
the next meeting will be okay.
So
Yeah.
Vicky, can I give this to
Can I ask
you?
a question?
Sure.
Why do it's a
About,
request for proposal, it's only asking for services. She's the expert. We don't do anything with records management. Why would we stick our nose into something? Why wouldn't we just let Vicky get the thing where she does the records management? And then when you get if this is ready to go out, when the request for proposal, they're gonna be able to tell us what we're doing. We're delaying something for us to look at. I mean, if you wanna really look through this, I mean, they wanna archive our records. Like, what do you wanna look at? I'm not busting your stuff.
No,
I'm
no,
not,
I
but
understand.
I feel like,
I kind of agree.
I
like,
just,
this is Vicky's thing, like, I don't wanna know. I want Vicky to come and say, we've investigated this, and this is what I feel is best for the town, and then I can say, okay, I agree with it, or I don't agree with it, just like we just talked about. Like,
It's only a
I think
request.
we're just kicking the can down the road if we got a timeline. This seems very, very in-depth at what we want work done wise, as far as how long we want to retain records.
but that's what I was asking, Vicky. Do you know this?
I haven't seen that exact document.
But you should see this exact document.
Mary and I have talked about what this individual is going to.
So what it will do is we'll get quotes from like
Brian, I-
5 or 6.
I feel like I'm being a little sarcastic here, and I'm not, because you're always here, so you have time to review this before it actually goes out. But the rest of us, like, we trust you, we trust her, like, let's not delay it. I mean, it's gonna be 3 weeks before we go, because there's an extra week now, so then we go 2 weeks it's.
So how about we make a motion to allow me and Vicky
I'll make a motion that
to,
we continue to proceed as long as the supervisor and the town clerk see fit. And
Fair
that, knowing that the actual, motion to go with the company is gonna come to us later, where we're gonna have an opportunity to look at what comes back.
Is that your motion? I'll
Yes.
second.
Well-
Before we vote, I have a question.
Yep.
So with this process, the end result will be records management and consolidation. Does that mean that the records we currently have, these boxes and boxes, will that be in a digital format, or will it stay in the format it's in now?
It's in the format. That doesn't change, but this is the first step in, because all those files, what you want to digitize will be a very small selection of them. Like a lot of files, you're only keeping, this is going to go through and put that, this is, you keep for 6 years, this is 3 years, this is permanent. And then it's going to create an electronic database. So the ones that are, a lot of stuff you don't need to digitize, but step, which is what we were talking about. If you guys want to change the record, some kind of construction project, then we can look at funding through this to help get like new cabinets and things, and then you can get funding to digitize. So it's kind of like phase 1.
Right, but going forward from this point on, if this proposal is accepted and the grant is awarded, will we, as a town, be digitalizing our records, or are we still gonna have digital records and paper records?
Oh, you'd have both. Yeah. Because you're never going to get rid of,
Right, but
The
going
paper.
forward, I'm saying,
yeah. I
you
mean,
still have to have paper records going forward when everything in the world centralized.
no, it's not. I think because you've already digitized, you already have a lot of things digital. And I think you kind of already manage a lot of things, the things you have on paper that have
The
signatures.
reason I'm asking, to interrupt, is we're considering expansion for record storage.
Yeah.
But if we can dramatically reduce the amount of records.
Yeah.
And we don't have to create either as new storage or as much storage. going forward.
And that's exactly what we'll do is we'll go through and at the end of this process, you'll see how many things you got rid of, and then you'll be able to see, because ideally you want to get rid of that stuff that's up there. Because if there's a lot of stuff in there that's already past its retention date, you can get rid of it. And then, yeah, you might find that you don't need more space. You know, you also have all this stuff out here. So it's really just getting everything organized. But, you know, some of the stuff is a lot of it's permanent, you know, property files, planning board stuff, subdivision, that stuff. But yeah, we just started the process in Greenville. So it's we started the actual project. And it's interesting. We went down in their room that's more like your upstairs one. And it's amazing the amount of stuff that we're just like, it has to be checked by the department, that we don't just throw things out, but
So
the last stuff that gets
Say
disposed
this
of.
summer, June of 26.
Yep.
Can we digitize those files, the minutes, the agendas?
No, this
It's
is
gonna
not,
be paid.
no, this isn't digitizing. No.
Okay.
And you can't, the digitizing's so expensive that you don't want to taking like the box of files and digitizing them. It's just going to be so expensive. And you guys talked about it last time, just digitizing the minutes. So what you want to do is you do this process and you say, what are like your vital records, things that you want to be able to have access to digitally. And then this will help you identify those records. And then you can get this grant again to digitize those. But they won't give you that grant now if you haven't done this part, because they don't want, you guys are competitive because you've done so much already, but you really don't want to pay to digitize all that stuff for no reason.
I thought I heard somebody say back earlier in this process that if we went with digital records, we wouldn't need to expand.
Right, that was,
So that's kind of the gist of what I'm trying to determine.
Right.
Yeah,
So we're still gonna need all the paper records?
It depends on what they,
Digitized?
sir,
So to digitize it is strictly for access, quickly access.
yeah. I think because you've already moved so many, the things that are probably digital, you already have as digital. Things that are probably have signatures, and I guess that's what this process will do too. What are the kind of active files you have in your departments? And those you can, what's actually useful to digitize? You don't want to digitize things you don't need to, because it's expensive. You have things electronically, you have electronic stuff, and that's different.
what's the difference between electronic storage and digitizing?
Well, those are like, Vicky's file, the things you already have electronically is different than taking all the old deeds and, scanning them in and digitizing them. The files that, everything now is emails, those things are already electronic.
Why is scanning a document in is expensive?
The first I heard you really talk about it was with the minutes here, when you're saying how much they charge to do it. But I mean, just going through some of the files you get, you have to kind of label probably each document. It seems really expensive to digitize, because you have to then create a system. You're not just scanning them in, you have to then create like a searchable system for someone to actually find what they're looking for. But you have to think about what people are actually going to look for, like what saves time and what's necessary to actually digitize.
And where you're storing all that digital media, because like you're not just scanning it, it's not just like existing, you have to organize it and store it
For that too, I
that
think,
service,
yeah.
which would be,
So you want to be selective in
I
what you
think- I
digitize.
think that is all answered in here when you're conducting a needs assessment, and we know we're able to tell them what it is we want to do, which is consolidate records management space and optimize our efficiency with managing the records. That's what this is. really saying.
well, and you said it, it's really phase one. Phase one is just to
Yeah.
take 100% of the material and say, actually, we only need 50% of it and only 10% of it needs to be digitized. And that's
Yeah.
not even digitizing that 10%, it's just assessing what that 10% is.
And I took over for Kathy Wank when she did the planning, and she had a place that had all the planning board archived files, and it was great because you could, when you needed something, you could go in there. Like that's something that never gets, those are permanent records. But then when you have is multiple departments doing different things, different turnover, then you have the state that says, you're supposed to keep things this way. So what this will do at the end is give us a record management plan that even when you have turnover, you have like this department, these are your records, this is what you're supposed to do with them.
Yeah.
So,
That makes sense.
yeah, and that's what, and the RFQ really isn't too complicated. It's really just somebody to come in, do the inventory, do the needs assessment, like they'll assess like where the files are and how they're stored. And then they will do the retention schedule that's specific for Rensselaerville.
And I agree with Randy, tell me if I'm not interpreting what you mean. We want to keep as few records on paper as possible in the future. We want to
Yeah.
stay with the age and be able to digitize and save space, make searching easier than, I mean, even, like, people say it's expensive, but then I wonder, I take her away from the job to come back here to surf through boxes, to surf through folders. to
Yeah.
surf through Papers, to find this paper, to make a copy of it, to put it in a, like, at the end of the day, if we did the work up front, and then she could just go into a folder on her computer. click
Punch it in
send,
and there it
you
is.
Yeah.
go.
And those are the
Expenses,
type of files you want to digitize,
Yeah.
whereas like things that no one's ever going to ask for, those pay to
Correct.
digitize. So,
right?
so
And-
that's, yeah,
But those are ones that we probably don't need to keep forever and ever.
they'll have like 6-year retention rate. So yeah,
There's probably vouchers here that go back. to when I was a
Yeah.
child.
yeah. So that's,
Not that long.
so that's basically the RFQ is just, we're going to put it out there. We're going to try and get some quotes back. And I'm confident in what we laid out for the project because, now it's very similar to what we're doing in Greenville. So it's kind of nice. We're seeing how it's coming along and it's making sense and it's going to create a much more effective system.
Might as well got it.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's move forward
Yeah,
with
we're
it.
gonna have the final say.
There's nothing in there to really look at.
Right.
I looked
Yeah,
at it.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, let's move forward.
Okay.
Let's do a, let's go.
We have the resolution, right? We have a second.
Well, he has a motion as a
And he's second.
second. All in favor?
Hang on, there's a motion to advertise, Mary. We have to put a legal notice. in.
Yeah, a legal notice. Yeah.
So it's a
We'll treat it just
motion
like-
to
To proceed.
authorize the advertising.
Oh my God, we need a motion for that too.
We
We
need a
can't
motion
just
for-
proceed and that's part of the process. That's it.
We'll do that.
My name is Brian Wood, I'm town councilman, sue me if it's wrong. That's just ridiculous.
But Vicky, you and I are gonna make sure that we're good with this before. And, right?
This is-
Guys, I hate to sign anything or vote on anything until I read it.
Oh, but you're the town supervisor, you're here all the time, read it. And then,
Well, I just got it.
that's it.
Can we take a half-hour break so I could read this?
God, John, they were gonna send it out tomorrow. You could have taken it home tonight in your man cave and read it.
I'm gonna read it. Believe me, I
Well,
read.
thank you for listening to talk about records again.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, you
Thanks,
got it.
Mary. Very exciting.
Next up is Tight and Bond, authorization to proceed. So there's a resolution that the Town of Rensselaerville Town Board approves the terms and conditions agreement between the Town of Rensselaerville Water District and Tight and Bond and authorize the supervisor to sign the terms and conditions agreement.
You wanna read that one?
I am going to, just so you know.
I
But
read
for
the
now,
email today.
Huh?
I read the email today,
Yeah, I
I
already
got
read
that
it in
too.
email.
made my eyes water.
So John Dolce's and I. Randy Bates, as far as proceeding with the Titan Bond contract?
No, we
Huh?
have to make a motion. I'll make a motion that we authorize the town supervisor to accept the resolution, for the terms and conditions between the town of Rensselaerville Water District and Time Bond.
I'll second.
Now you can call the call.
Okay, John Dolce's aye, Randy Bates,
Aye.
Pete Somerville,
Aye.
Mary, Michael, and Brian Wood.
Aye.
And today's the 22nd. Okay, moving on. Resolution, just a right of way. table that last meeting, because it was not, it had Albany County, was all the wrong wording. So whereas Gifford Hollow Road, this is the resolution. Gifford Hollow Road is a right of use road located within the town of Rensselaerville. The road needs to be realigned for safety reasons. And it's been plotted by the county of Albany. The realignment of Gifford Hollow Road requires that approximately 1,400 square feet of real property be taken from the real property owned by Barbara Somerville. And after reviewing comparable sales, on a square foot basis, the town board is of the opinion that the real property taken from Barbara for the realignment equals $2,000. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board authorizes the payment of $1,000 to Barbara Somerville in full satisfaction to the value of the real property taken for the realignment. Resolve the payment of $2,000 will be remitted to Barbara Somerville by the town of Rensselaerville upon receipt of a fully executed release signed by her and attached here too. You want to make a motion, Brian?
I have a question, shouldn't that be Miller Road?
Yeah, it says Gifford Hollow.
I thought it was one and the same. Is that not true?
No.
Say that out loud.
Very-
There's Miller Road.
It's funny.
So I make a motion that we adopt the resolution with the corrections, changing Gifford Hollow Road to Miller Road. And if we do that, then I think that the resolution is acceptable and, well, we can do that, right?
Yeah. No.
It could fall under typographical error.
What? That's your resolution?
Randy seconded.
Why does it say, I'm sorry, but general lease says Barbara Somerville have an address of 261 Gifford?
That's her.
It's her address,
Oh,
That's her address.
but she's heard the property's on a corner of Miller and Gifford, and the edit is on the Miller side of her property, even though her address is on Gifford. That's where the confusion is. I only know because I drive past it every
Randy
day.
seconded. Chase and I, Randy Bates,
Aye.
Same.
Mary Michael,
Aye.
and Brian Wood.
Aye.
Vicky, will you call,
I will let Bill know, but I can fix that easily.
say it again?
I will let Bill know,
Okay.
but I can fix that easily.
So
Digitized.
do we have a fully executed release? You had that last time.
I'm looking at you, right?
There was a release last time as well. I have not compared
No, we
that one
couldn't-
to this one.
We
I'm
couldn't do it.
recused from this, but we couldn't do a release until we had
The
a
resolution.
resolution. Now that you have a resolution, yes, we can do a release. Tomorrow, whatever. It's just that paperwork, your second sheet there just needs to be signed.
But the second piece, do you have?
Right here. Just a general release.
To a highway taking regarding tax parcel. Pete, you gotta get it's gotta be notarized. But Vicky, have him send this over first thing. Are you gonna be here?
Tomorrow? Yes.
Have Bill fix this and send it tomorrow so we could get moving.
Yeah, I can fix it in the Word document. I can fix Gifford Hollow Road, change it to Miller Road. I will advise Bill of the change. And then we can still
Okay,
do release, that's fine.
Now all of a sudden you wanna get moving.
Yep.
Last resolution, you wanted to wait 2-3 weeks, and now all of a sudden you wanna get moving.
Let's get move on.
well, I wanna pay her before she changes her mind.
Sounds good.
All right. Consolidation of polling sites. I make a motion to allow the town of Russellville Town Board to move forward with the discussion of consolidation of polling sites, getting the Democratic chairman and Republican chairman and the Attorney General involved and see if it's gonna be feasible.
I'll second if you do.
This is only for, just to move forward.
Just to move forward. To see if it's, because remember, 2 years ago, it was a given. Now we have to go through steps.
Just do me a favor before you get too deep in the steps, make sure we're not gonna look dumb if we decide we're gonna do this, and then all of a sudden we decide we're not gonna do it, like, we really should, have a good, I understand that you're asking, this is just to proceed, but like, I don't, make us look in comp work and go all the way to the state attorney general, and he said, sure, you can do it, and then we're like,
Yeah, we don't wanna,
we're just joking, we really want.
yeah.
So I'll make a motion to move forward with the consolidation of the polling sites.
Roll call.
John Dolce is an aye. Pete Somerville.
I'm a nay.
Okay. Mary,
I'm also gonna be a nay.
Randy, Brian,
Aye.
okay. So we're not gonna move forward with the consolidation of the polling sites. Fair enough?
Yep.
Okay. On the new business. There's no new business.
Bring up- Maybe we can change your mind.
Everyone, thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, Mary.
Audience comments. You usually have something, come
Now
on.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it. All in favor?
All right, that's your
Aye.
favorite motion.